Ladies and gentlemen, American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Bulldog Show. I'm going to have two topics out of the gate before we hit the hard news. One of those topics is the complete, corrupt, evil dishonesty of the media, corporate America, and the Democrats. It is truly unbelievable what they have done over the last decade, and in particularly the last 3 years, leading up to the election and then the last 2 years. I am doing a special show where I am going to recap. Sometimes you just need to do lists. If you notice something, and these are highfalutin producers, highfalutin megastars, if you notice every once in a while, or actually not every once in a while, a lot of times, Sean Hannity will do lists. He'll do lists. Laura Ingraham will do lists. And it's good to see these lists. I put together a list last night and this morning about what they have wrought upon us. And I can't wait to do the show. And when you put it all down on a list and you look at it, it is like, are you kidding me? And it's like, wow. And it's all supported by media, corporate culture, and the Democratic Party. Facebook. You can't make this up. My Facebook pages were restricted for 2 days for posting. If you don't see us comment on any of your comments, you can't make this up. You know why? That Hunter Biden Halloween costume. Think about everything you see posted on Facebook. Facebook is still protecting Hunter Biden. First Twitter. I mean, it is beyond comprehension how Hunter Biden gets a complete hall pass for life. It's unbelievable. Hunter Biden. Germany and pot. Germany is going to be the second EU country, it looks like, that is going to legalize recreational marijuana. Folks, the ship sailed. It's going to go everywhere. Masters and Kelly. He is now caught up with Mark Kelly. And something I didn't really dig in until recently, Blake Masters' background, because he's projecting himself as this wonderful, different kind of candidate, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, I'm for Blake Masters over Mark Kelly. But he's a Peter Thiel guy, rich guy. Blake Masters not broke. J.D. Vance, Ohio, Peter Thiel guy. These are rich. And I kind of love seeing people like Carrie Lake, who was a former news anchor. And, she's not broke, but she's not a billionaire. But I really, it's like, don't get me wrong. I'd rather have our billionaires than their billionaires, our rich people than their rich people. But I kind of crack up when they try to act like they're from the people, because they're not. They're not. Just a comment. Again, I'm still for Blake Masters. Oz and Fetterman. This blows me away. Fetterman was on Hannity last night. Fetterman is now tied, and Oz are now tied. Now just think about that. Oz apparently raised $5 million quick, Fetterman $2 million. How could any human being, it tells you how the media has got to, and when I do that show about all that's going on with the woke culture, how they've got this ingrained in these people. How blind and just ignoring facts, ignoring evidence. How these two people can be tied. I mean, come on. Oz is a filthy rich guy. Again, and I hate that. I mean, we got these mega rich people, but he's better than their rich people. And I'm not anti-money at all. My point that I'm trying to make is I think that's the problem, is people see Oz as a carpetbagger rich guy. So that's the anchor that he has. But regardless of that, and by the way, I think Oz is going to win, but isn't it unbelievable that it's even close? That it's even close with Fetterman? Walker is now up on Warnock, and what do? Another anonymous person going after him. And when you do that really late after you've already tried it, I think it backfires. I think, in other words, once you've gone negative and it didn't work and you try more negative, I think it backfires. I think Herschel Walker's going to win. Grassley and Johnson has turned over to the United States Attorney Hunter Biden's financial records that their committee got to make sure they got him to act like claim they didn't get them. Again, I predict, somebody asked me, do you think Hunter Biden will be prosecuted? And I said no. Until you see one of these bad actors get prosecuted, I'll never believe it. Hillary? Nope. Comey? Nope. Hunter Biden? Nope. Don't believe it. Pfizer is going to start selling the vax at a 10,000%. This company right here, evil. Evil. By the way, just because a pharmaceutical company does R&D to manufacture drugs that help our lives, the blah, 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 doesn't give them the right to be crooked and fraudulent and greedy. But they are. They disgust me. They ought to disgust you. This is funny. A good old Elon Musk walked into Twitter's headquarters yesterday with a sink, the kitchen sink, and he changed his Twitter to Chief Twit. Musk has got a sense of humor. You got to love him. New studies say vaping is as bad for the heart as smoking cigarettes. Jon Stewart, the liberal comic himself, says Burisma and paying Hunter Biden $1 million is crooked as can be. See, what happens is, it's already begun. See, this is an example of it. When they realize it all didn't work, and it's all backfiring on them, you're going to have people that are going to start saying, well, the wind's going that direction again. I'm going to concede some things. You can't make this up. Joe Biden says roomier airline seats are racist, that blacks have a hard time securing them. By the way, I want to tell you something. Do you know that in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky community, and in the country, there are many filthy blacks who are wealthier than you and I. A lot wealthier, millionaires. I mean, you're talking about pro athletes, you're talking about executives, on and on and on. Young people. Think of how these young black athletes have way more money than you and I got. Think about that. But they still want to make everything race. Really? You and I are the ones that have a hard time, well, I could afford it, but I'm just saying, average Americans have a hard time securing those seats. It has nothing to do with race. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope you have a great day.